بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Interpretation of the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the help of Allah, we started to have a brief interpretation of Quran. We were talking about chapter Baqara, the longest chapter of Quran. Please listen to verse 19 of this chapter.
أو كصيب من السماء فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم من الصواعق حذر الموت والله محيط بالكافرين.
Allah says, أو كصيب من السماء فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم من الصواعق حذر الموت والله محيط بالكافرين. Or like abundant rain from the cloud in which is utter darkness and thunder and lightning. They put their fingers into their ears because of the thunder peal, for fear of Allah, for fear of death. And Allah encompasses the unbelievers. Allah was talking in previous verses about hypocrites. The third group of people that Allah mentioned and talked about them: first, righteous people, muttaqeen; second, disbelievers; and third, hypocrites. In a few verses, previous verses from verse 8 until here, Allah is talking about hypocrites, those who say something and they believe something else. When they come to believers, they show themselves in such a way that they are very good believers. They pray, they go to pilgrimage, they talk very nicely, but in their hearts they don't believe. And when they go to their friends, they say, we are mocking, and we were mocking the Muslims and believers. In this verse, Allah mentioned another example and parallel for these people. Another example for these people. In this example, Allah says the situation and position of hypocrites is like a person who is walking in the night and there is a lot of rain. كَصَيِّبٍ مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ فِيهِ ظُلُمَاتٌ وَرَعْدٌ وَبَرْقٌ. The person, he is inside the rain at the same time that it is very, very dark. The night is so dark and there is a thunderstorm and lightning in such a way that he scares a lot. Allah says, these person يَجْعَلُونَ, and when they see such a abundant rain with darkness, with thunderstorm, with lightning, يَجْعَلُونَ أَصَابَعَهُمْ في آذانهم من الصواعق. They scare a lot from the thunderstorm, from lightning, until they put their hands, their fingers in their ears, حذر الموت, because of the fear of death. والله محيط بالكافرين, and Allah encompasses the unbelievers. We know that hypocrites among other people will not be able to see the truth. The truth is a light. as they are not able to see the light among themselves. Because of that, Allah will give an example like a person who is in the desert in the night and there is a very, very heavy raining with thunderstorm and lightning, and that light the person cannot see it, and the voice of thunder and thunderstorm cannot hear it properly because he couldn't see the truth, because he cannot see the truth by his eyes. Allah will give such examples. So such a person who does not have any guardian, any protector for himself, he is so scared, and Allah says, يَجْعَلُونَ أَصَابَعَهُمْ فِي آذَانِهِمْ حَذَرَ الْمَوْتِ. They put their fingers in their ears and they are scared from death. It means their situation is in such a way as a person is going to die all the time. We understand from this verse, when Allah gives such an example for the situation of hypocrites, we understand that the hypocrites all the time are in stress. They are not going to be happy in their life. They may be happy for some time, but they are not going to have peace and tranquility all the time. They are worried about their future, that what is going to happen. What about if somebody will find out that I do not have such a belief? What is going to happen? Because when Allah gives such an example, a person who is in the darkness and there is a thunderstorm and lightning, for hypocrites, of course, such a person all the time, he is in worry. He is in stress. He is depressed. And the hypocrites are the same. So hypocrites have problem or in distress in this world all the time. Also, we have understood that as a person in the night will put his fingers in his ears because of the fear of death, the hypocrites all the time, they fear from death. Why? Because they don't believe that what is going to happen in future. They do not believe that God is going to protect them. They don't know what is going to happen in future. And as a result, and natural and logic, and his logic to be worried, very logic. When we go and travel to somewhere that we don't know what is going to happen, what do we need over there? Who and how I will be questioned? Who is going to question me, and what he is going to answer me, and what will be result? Of course, I am worried a lot, and hypocrites are in such a way, such a situation. In this world, they are fearing from death. Then Allah says, Wallahu muhitun bil kafirin, and Allah encompasses the unbelievers. It means they cannot run away from Allah's punishment. They cannot run away from Allah's earth. Anything, any place we go, Allah is controlling us. Any place we go belongs to Allah. And we can't do something to save and protect ourselves if Allah doesn't want it. Allah says, Wallahu muhitun bil kafirin. Allah encompasses the unbelievers. Please listen to verse 20.
يكاد البرق يخطف أبصارهم كلما أضاء لهم مشوا فيه وإذا أظلم عليهم قاموا ولو شاء الله لذهب بسمعهم وأبصارهم إن الله على كل شيء قدير.
Then Allah says, يكاد البرق يخطف أبصارهم كلما أضاء لهم مشوا فيه وإذا أظلم عليهم قاموا ولو شاء الله لذهب بسمعهم وأبصارهم إن الله على كل شيء قدير. The lightning almost takes away their sight. Whenever it shines on them, they walk in it. And when it becomes dark to them, they stand still and quiet. And if Allah had pleased, He would certainly have taken away their hearing and their sight. Surely Allah has power over all things. When Allah gave an example for the situation of hypocrites, Allah continues in this verse and says, يَكَادُ الْبَرْقُ يَخْطَفُ أَبْصَارَهُم. The lightning is in such a way that almost takes away their sight. A person who is in the night and there is a lightning in such a way that he is scared and worried to lose his sight, we can imagine how much he is worried. Then Allah says, okay, what is the situation of such a person? كُلَّمَا أَضَاءَ لَهُمْ مَشَوْا فِيهِ. Any seconds that there is a lightning, there is a light, he walks a few seconds, a few meters. وَإِذَا أَظْلَمَ عَلَيْهِمْ قَامُوا. And when it becomes dark again, they stop. وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ. So their situation is 1 minute, 1 second they walk, and 1 second they stop, and they will be worried. The hypocrites are like that. Sometimes they go to believers, they will see some light, they walk a little, but then they will see some obstacles, and the obstacles is their hearts that they do not believe. They stop again, and they will go back to wrong direction. Then Allah says, وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَذَهَبَ بِسَمْعِهِمْ وَأَبْصَارِهِمْ. But if Allah wants, Allah will take their ears and their sight. At this time, the hypocrites will see. By these ears, they hear something. They don't hear the truth. If Allah wants, Allah will take completely their ears and their sights. But Allah doesn't want to punish us in this world. Sometimes He punishes, but not by taking the ear, because Allah has given the tools. Because this world is the place of examination. Allah is Rahman, it means Allah is beneficent to all people, believers and non-believers. And Rahim, merciful, is for resurrection day, only for believers. But here Allah is not going to punish by taking the ear or eyes, because then it will not be the time of examination. Then Allah says, Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allah is able to do anything He wants. When we say Allah is able to do anything He wants, it doesn't mean something that is impossible. There are some things that logically by itself it is impossible. Allah will not do that. Allah is not able to do that. Not because Allah is not able. This is a wrong sentence. But because we don't have any other words we say it. We can say the things that we are talking sometimes are impossible to be done. For example, one person came to Imam and asked, is it possible that Allah will put all the world without making it small, put it in one egg, without making the egg bigger? So the world, while it is so big, to put it in egg while it is so small. Of course, this is something which is impossible. Not Allah is not able. Allah is able to do anything which is possible by itself. But this is something which is impossible. When it is impossible, definitely Qudratullah la yata'allaq alayh. It means Allah's power will not attach or go to such things. In different chapters of our Quran, Allah is talking about hypocrites and hypocrisy. In these few verses, from verse 8 until here, Allah talked about hypocrites. Overall, we can conclude that, as Allah said, hypocrites are those people that they do not believe in their hearts, but by their tongue they believe. In another word, anything they think it is benefit for them, it is useful for them, they are ready to say it. Anything they think it is harmful for them, they are going to deny it. So it depends when they are talking, how they are talking, to whom they are talking. They lie easily and they say whatever they want easily, and they don't understand that Allah is watching them. Inshallah, in next section, I would like to talk a little more about hypocrisy. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.